These are my favorite restaurants to go to, and of course, also as the title says, a specific to date night type of restaurant to go to. Whether you want to impress your date or celebrate an anniversary of your wife, or whatever you want in that regard. But this video is a favorite of restaurants of mine, but also for those looking for great date night restaurants to go to, as I make my drive to the first one right now, which is Mode's Bum Steer. So, with that said, enjoy! Mode's Bum Steer. Alright, and starting out my list of my favorite places to eat, but also I'm making this into a list of my favorite date night locations to bring your girlfriend, your wife, anyone really, but definitely sets the mood for, say, a date night for sure. So anyway, starting out at number 1. Mode's Bum Steer. Now, don't let the name get to you here. Bum Steer. Ha ha ha. Funny. I get it. Yeah. Right. But don't get me wrong. This place is super incredible. This is similar to what you would call a Gordon Ramsay sort of steakhouse. Its steak is so sexy, you'll want to fuck it. Obviously, that was a joke exaggeration. But nonetheless, what I'm saying is it's a very excellent place for steak. And their steaks are big. Their steaks are very big, very juicy, very nice, and incredible taste. Don't get me wrong on this one, guys. You will love it if you're a steak eater, if you're a meat eater. Also, its atmosphere is very low light, but still enough to where you can see very well, so it's excellent for date night. Very, very excellent atmosphere for date night. It also has more than just obviously steak and such. It has a wide variety of eats, but obviously its main purpose is for meat and steak and things of that nature. So whether you're just tourists, whether you're on a date night, or just wanting to have a good meal, I highly recommend Mode's Bum Steer. Minervas Restaurant and Bar, which is right next to the Park Place Hotel. Alright, so this place, Minervas, is actually a very classy, as I will like to call it, type of date night location. Especially if you can go in the top area, because it gives you such a beautiful scenic outlook. Park Place Hotel, that kind of thing. But they're kind of intermixed, so you'll have to probably ask for it if you're not familiar with this location already. But you go into the elevator, and then you just go to the very top floor. But nonetheless, if you're just on, a casual date, or just eating out and want some good food, or on a classy date night, get dressed up real nice and good, and go to Minervas for my number 2 here. Because like I said, it's got a very, very sophisticated style of theme to it. It has a very up-class, style, look, theme, whatever you want to call it, and it looks very nice. So it's a very good if you're trying to impress someone type of date. And yeah, it's a little bit pricey, but ultimately you're paying for what you're getting, kind of thing. So again, another highly recommended location. And I don't come here too often, but when I do, it's always good. Like, it's never been a bad meal here. So Minervas Bar and Grill is a highly recommended location as well. Also, I will note that yes, it is a bar. So there is a place where you can actually sit at a bar. And again, it's not like your traditional little bar, right? It has a very classy, sophisticated type of, again, theme to it, as this whole place is. And overall, you will like it. Whether you're just at the bar, on a date, or eating by yourself, you'll like it. On to the next. Okay. Next up is Firefly. The Firefly Restaurant is a literal date night restaurant. Like, it's self-entitled as such, but it's also rightfully titled as such, as a date night eatery, as it's meant for that type of thing. So if you're looking for a specific date night type of eatery, this is the place to go. Not only that, but it's got excellent food. Yet again, being a steak guy, I saw their steak and I had to have it, so I ate it and it was good. So there's a small little bar, which isn't too bad. They got small plates, big plates, appetizers, the whole shebang. So you can get all sorts of different foods there. Pretty decent in variety, I'd say. Great drinks and great food, and the ambience is pretty good. It's nothing like the dim lighted environments, but it's definitely a great place to go. I've never ate there at night, but I've had lunch occasionally there. So I would definitely recommend this place to anyone who likes steak, or anyone who's wanting to go on a date night, though. Because I've seen it at night, even though I haven't actually gone in there at night, and it has a pretty date night light environment in there, so ambience wise. But nonetheless, Firefly, highly recommended. Up next, Asian Buffet. Alright, number 4, Asian Buffet. This is the most upscaled buffet that we have in this area. Especially when you walk in, you get that feeling that you're in this like upper class society type of building and such, with how they got it designed and things of that nature. But it is a buffet, and it's real nice, don't get me wrong. And it's the best Asian buffets that we have around here for Chinese food and things of that nature. If you're looking for a more cozier type of atmosphere and ambiance, then I'm gonna add on after this one that would be perfect for it. It's like the lower class version of Asian Buffet, but it's real nice and cozy. Anyway, Asian Buffet is a great date night location as well, if you're looking for more of a fun and whatnot, while still keeping it classy, as it were, type of environment. It's great food. It's got more selection than any of the other buffets that I've been to, that I know of at least, around this area. And I would highly recommend this place for people who want Chinese food, who like Chinese food, who are going on a date night, you name it. So it's great for an overall picture of things, but also excellent for a date night. So I would recommend this highly for those going on a date night who like Chinese food, or just anyone who likes Chinese food. It isn't just Chinese, as you can tell. It's Asian buffet, so it's got a mixture of several different cultures of that area for their food selection and food types. Me personally, I'm not someone who generally likes sushi, but this sushi here, even I like it. It's authentic as fuck. Anyway, on to the one step under this location. Number 4.5, as this is just the add-on. As I was stating before, if you're looking for a more cozy type of environment and more low-lit type environment, this is the place to go. China Fair, fine Chinese cuisine. Alright, so as previously mentioned, this is the more cozier type of environment, low light type ambience, and just like in the Asian buffet, it's got, you know, Chinese type music playing, you know, that sort of thing. So it's just one little step down from Asian buffet, but definitely highly recommended as well, as I used to come here quite daily. Daily, when it used to be a buffet. I don't know when buffets are going to start opening again, but this was definitely one of my favorite places to go. But when I'm looking for a more type environment, and I'll go to like Asian buffet, but I interchange between China Fair and Asian buffet. But like I said, this is more of my favorites, but also date night video. So Asian buffet comes in before China Fair in this instance because it's, you know, better quality for a date night environment. So on to the next. Actually, hold on a second. I just exited China Fair from having a buffet. As of this week, actually, they just opened up as of Friday for buffets. So I just got done having my first buffet since last year. Wow. Now I am fat and full. And of course I took some photos. Unfortunately, they are with my cell phone because I'm not one of those weirdos that brings DSLRs into places and does that kind of thing. But I also got this kind of funny video because it was pretty empty, and so I got the full buffet line and all that sort of stuff. So here's a few mini photos and video for you to give you the atmosphere, the food, and so on and so forth. Chinese food. Apparently all to myself. And now, number 5, Fuji, Sushi, and Steakhouse. Next to the Weight Watchers. Also next to a church. And to the right from here is Walmart, just for a general location. So, the reason that I like Fuji, Sushi, and Steakhouse is because, for me at least that I know of, it's the only Japanese-related eatery around Traverse City. Not only that, but it's a fucking steakhouse. I mean, fuck. Yeah, we got Outback, but fuck, dude. This place is amazing for steak as well. I love me some steak, if you couldn't already tell. Then of course with their Japanese style food and ninja stuff, oh, you're gonna love it here if you're into the Japanese culture for sure. Let's just put it that way. And of course they got some stellar sushi and other things. But here's the thing, especially during primetime hours. So like we're talking dinner and lunch, and of course when it's pour time, summertime, June, July, August, definitely make sure to call to make sure there's, you know, available availability for seating, because this place is pretty fucking popular, and with good reason. Let's just put it that way. It is on the pricey side though, so make sure that you're aware of that. Definitely not cheap, even if you're running solo, as it were. But if you have more than one person, and especially more than, say, two, then get ready to pay a good amount of money. So that is a forewarning too. It's kind of like the Stella of Japanese steakhouse. So anyway, that aside though, the food is top-notch, high-quality stuff. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who is wanting to try out a Japanese style, theme, music, etc. style of eatery. So it's very popular, very good, and very worth it. Therefore, it's on this list. So until next, we go all the way to number 6. Coming up. At our next location, it'll be located at the Grand Traverse State Hospital. Right down here, from there, we have Trattoria Stella. Alright, Trattoria Stella, or as the locals just call it, Stella, for, because it's easier to say. Located, as I stated before, at the legendary, iconic, one and only Traverse City State Hospital. This is your all-time date night location. This is the all-out type of location, the be-all, end-all type of eatery, restaurant, date night, extravaganza, as it were. This is by far the best of the best. This is the Gordon Ramsay location, as it were. It doesn't get any more fine dining than Stella. So, this is more than just a date night location. This is kind of like a, after marriage thing, or you could go here as an anniversary, any sort of huge occasion like that, whether it's a wedding anniversary or just married type location, things of that nature. So this by far on the list is, in the overall picture of things, it is number 1 when it comes to date night locations. That's for damn sure. This is the type of place where the person really likes you, or just has a lot of money or whatever, when they bring you here. So yeah, this is definitely my number 1 for date night, and all-time, all-star, all-out, be-all, end-all type location. Anyway, it's an Italian restaurant. It's, at least that's its main focus, and that's, its main focus, with a farm to table philosophy, meaning it's fresh right out the farm, right off the farm. And it's got an old world environment, so it has a very niche type of, I guess you could call it, environment. Also, it has, a very kind of low light type of place when it comes to its ambiance. So again, it kind of fits in with the old world environment thing, but it also creates that, very date night like environment as well when it comes to the ambiance of things. So it has its own little wine location, which last time I was there, you had to pay a certain amount of money to get in there to, do your thing, but overall, it's my favorite place for date night. It's, the kind of place that I love to go for date nights and bring my dates and so on and so forth. So I can't stop saying enough good things about Stella. So, number 1 for date night. And number 7. The Olive Garden. Alright, Olive Garden. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's one of the more popular restaurants out there, so I don't have to say much about it. It's great for date nights for obvious reasoning. It's got that Italian feel, look, sound, etc. It's very tight-knit quarters for the main dining area, but it's also, prime time for, dinners and, of course, for the date night. It's a very intimate setting, especially on Valentine's Day. They make it have a more comfy, specialization style of date night in there. So it's exceptionally intimate in regard to its dining experience on Valentine's Day, just so that's known. So yeah, it's a top contender for date night type eateries. And for me personally, I just like the food, so I'll just come here just cause. But again, this is a mix of my favorite, restaurants and date night all in one, because I eat everywhere, so it's no surprise that a lot of my favorites are also, of course, date night places too. It's kind of coincidental in that way, really, but nonetheless, Olive Garden, great place, great food, as to be expected. Put more cheese on it! Those that go there often will will get it, because they come up to you and they say, hey, do you want some more cheese there? And I'll be like, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so Olive Garden, highly recommended. Number 8, the Outback Steakhouse. So, as you can imagine, the reason that I personally like steakhouse is because steak, meat, food. I'm not very picky, especially when it comes to steaks, I guess. Well, I like steak. Anyway, the Outback Steakhouse is a great date night location. It's got great steak and great overall food, from burgers to, you name it, essentially. But they specialize in steak, and I would recommend the porterhouse. That's what I always get every single time. Because, yes, I'm one of those people. I'll even look through the damn menu, but I'm going to get the porterhouse at the end of the day, folks. It is a rather large steak, so I don't know if many of you could finish it in one sitting like I do, but it's definitely worth it. And it's got a nice intimate setting to it. They got nice tables, all sorts of other things that give you a cozy, low-lit, intimate type of environment for dates. I know that every time I go there, it's going to be a good eat. And it always has been. Now, as it pertains to appetizers, bloomin' onion all the way. It's worth every cent. Num 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 num. Alright, on to the next. Boons, Long Lake Inn. Number 9. Boons, Long Lake Inn. Now this one's a little bit out of the actual Traverse City area, however it still counts as the Traverse City area. Nonetheless, it's not in the, shall we say, the main downtown area or the main city area. It's a little bit on the outskirts, but nonetheless. Boons Long Lake Inn is a great place. Not to be confused with the Suttons Bay, Michigan Boons. Alright, so Boons Long Lake Inn. Not to be confused, again, with the Suttons Bay, Michigan Boons. Is a great place, again, one of my top-notch favorites, for not only date night, but also for just casual eating, whether it be by myself, friends, or otherwise. It provides great food, high-quality food, and it has a variety of things to choose from. Steak, seafood, burgers, American food, etc., etc. I'm sure that there's at least something for everyone at this place. So that is why I definitely consider this one of my top favorite places. It has a very nice, intimate setting, yet again. It also has a bar area. It's not a very big bar area, but, you know, for what it's worth, it's big enough. During the daytime, it's great for lunch. During the nighttime, it's excellent for dates. So, again, highly recommend Boone's Long Lake Inn. And lastly, Moomers. Alrighty, Moomers. Moomers. It's a great place for, obviously, ice cream. That is their specialty, and it is literally, by far, the best of the very best Gordon Ramsay quality ice cream that all of northern Michigan can ever provide. It is the one and only original Moomers ice cream. This is a great little place for a little cutesy date, or, you know, after dinner date type thing. You know, a continuance of your date per se. Its ice cream is just incredible, and all the flavors are all good. Like, I'm kind of picky when it comes to ice cream, but I can get any flavor and just love it. And of course, my favorite flavors here, my favorite flavors outside of here are even better at Moomers. So, say I like Moose Tracks, right? Or mint chocolate ice cream. You know, Dean's, or just any Wares Brothers, etc. Well, here at Moomers, mint and Moose Tracks are like 100,000 times better in regard to quality, taste, flavor, you name it. So, I think that's a pretty good way to end any of these restaurants and date night places. So, it makes for a great ending to this video too. So, with that said, until next time.